Here's a site, Certify on the Fly. Y'all ever heard of that? All right, so here's the site, Certify on the Fly. And it, I heard it was a really good test. It's free, doesn't cost anything. They give you flashcards. They give you the practice law of contracts practice test. This also gives you a bunch of digital practice tests that you can take. Certify on the Fly. So they do one for law of agency, promulgated forms, give you some study questions. See if they got any math stuff. Principles, real estate finance. So they go real estate finance.
But the finance, they really just have that much math.
So where the math at?
It was more the principles
right here.
too.
And principles too?
Principles too had the most math.
Well, we got a principles two practice test too. Let's go.
For people that have just taken this test, they said study this book right here. The real estate. They said that's pretty much everything.
All right. So you got practice exams in there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So does you have access to practice exams? You have access
Well, no,
to
I'm lying. I have my book and
Mhm.
everything. Yeah, I have my book.
So all of
and
y'all
everything.
had that book. All right, perfect. Because that's the book I'm asking them to tell me where they put in this office. Because not everybody goes through Champions. So
Yeah.
some people take their exams on. I mean, they take their tests, they take their classes. Some of them take them online. Like a lot of people are, if you've ever heard of Aceable Agent, that's where a lot of people are, and it's actually a good online one. It has a higher pass percentage than Champions does.
Online or just
I'm
period?
just online,
Period.
just.
What's the name of that again?
Aceable Agent, ACEABLE.
And that's just one program.
What, Michael, what was the name of that again?
Aceable, here, I'm finna put it in here.
Okay.
Start some stuff now.
ACEABLE.
And what do they do? I mean, they're a real estate
Yeah, real
school.
estate school, Aceable.
I'm not an online.
You see it, Ashley?
I have that one too.
Yes, I see it.
All right, so
I couldn't even do this
Aceable
all. I
Agent.
said, let me get here.
Me too.
Let's see. All
Agent.
right, so take your file, you take them online, let's say,
Agent.com.
what state students say, I did not use any other study courses, loving Aceable so much.
That's some good reviews.
No, they got great reviews. Originally they had on their, they was showing the fact that they had that 80% pass percentage. Not showing it now.
From school or the exam?
The exam, like passing the state exam.
Damn.
80%.
But I don't know. I think maybe it's the
And they
people that's
offer
doing
food
online,
too.
because I just can't. Online has never worked for me. I've tried it.
Say not for you.
Not for me.
All right,
I
so-
wish.
So certify on the fly. That's a tool for y'all. Aceable Agent does offer a test prep class. So if you're interested in doing theirs, but most of y'all are in Champions anyway. All right, so there's this guy on YouTube. See, I don't know. Have you all ever heard of this guy? Prep Agent.
I haven't.
All right. So Prep Agent. Let's check out his playlist. So he has, look at that, commission math problems. He has a whole 3 videos about that. Oh, look what we found. So look, let's log into that and see what he has to say about these math problems. All right, so how to solve commission-related questions. What is dual agency?
Commissions. This might be the most important word in real estate, at least for agents. Commissions are how you get paid, so you probably want to be good at
It's sharp
figuring
on
them
the
out.
math.
I do
I was
too.
watching this movie called, you ever seen the movie called The Banker?
I seen it.
It's what is his
With
name?
Anthony Mackie
Oh,
and
no,
Anthony Samuel
and
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
You
Yeah,
gotta watch it.
it's
It's called The Banker.
It's a good movie. It's on Disney,
Boy from Willis,
Apple.
Texas.
Is it on Netflix?
Apple, I think.
Apple
Apple TV.
Fire Stick or HBO Max. And it's about he's from Willis, Texas, and he was wanting to get into banking, but it was coming up in like 1939, and so it wasn't having none of that.
And you know
So
what
he
happened
moved
at
to
the
Los
end?
Angeles, and he started in real estate. He was like a property manager, and then he started running it up, and then
Wow.
he came back to Texas, and he ended up buying a bank. He bought a bank in Los Angeles.
No
and
way.
my career is live.
It's a true
Live.
story.
Oh,
It's a true story.
wow.
You're gonna be
I
mad
love
at
true
the end of it, though.
stories.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
What
tell
is
me.
it? Okay.
Yeah, don't know. Me, don't know. Me, don't know.
Yeah, you got
I mean, you gonna be a
He
little
does?
mad. You gonna be mad, but it ended
the system.
cold. Yeah, like
You know how to. You're back in
I
that
hope
time.
they don't take the bank from them. See,
now you gotta watch.
Saying.
I mean, you
know,
gotta watch though. But
back
it's
in the
like
60s.
he came up in real
saying.
estate and he started running it up in real estate.
And then and that's why they was
Oh, I bet I
causing-
know what
you feel
happened.
what I'm saying, you know.
You gotta watch it. I'm telling you.
But yeah, so this is one that y'all might check out. So we clearly see that he has different playlists and different videos, and they're animated videos to really, you know, top 5 study tips. So this is a good resource for you as well. All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about this math. Let's go to the first. Bring out the first question for us, Miko. What you got?
Okay, I will do that for you. Page 84.
Look, all y'all pull out y'all papers and y'all pencils.
Number one.
Math problem. And now y'all know the thing about math. What I love so much about math. I love math.
Ooh.
You do?
I wish I even like, or I don't even understand
I
that.
love
I
it.
cry when I see math. My son's giving me math, I just
I
cry.
love math. But here's the thing about math. Math is just one of those things you got to practice. Like it has nothing to do with you knowing it, liking it, being better than it. A lot of people say, well, I'm just not good at math. That's not true. Math is like any other thing. Like the more you practice it, then the easier it's going to become. The reason I love math because it's about concepts. Once you figure out the concept, then it applies across the board. It's universal. That's what I love about math.
Okay.
Once you
That
figure
makes
out the
sense.
concept, then it applies in any circumstance, any situation, mathematics related, boom, so you can rock and roll. So as an engineer, like homework wise, once I figured out the problem, then we done. Like I just go and do what we need to do. So we just want to focus on first understanding the concept, not necessarily breaking it down per problem. Say, well, what's the basic concept of this problem? Understand the basic concept, and then we should be able to apply it on any math problem that they throw at you. All right. So let's go with the first one.
Okay. Put the big paper out.
You got a lot of math classes in your architecture?
No, yes, I have a lot.
I was about to say.
All through high school, I had to take pre-cal, calculus, all of that.
Pre-cal, Lord, no.
I was just telling Ashley that, like,
That's where you
Yeah, I
Big geometry messed me up.
was very hard. I don't know why it was so hard, but
Algebra.
You take any trig?
Yes.
y'all better stop cursing in here.
When no pass, no play came out, I made a 69 geometry and I was trying to try out for the drill team and I couldn't do it.
Damn.
Couldn't do it.
That math
I
grade.
cheated so in summer school. My eyes still hurt. And that was 15 years ago.
Ashley,
I
get your girl.
still-
Ashley.
Oh, I know. She is crazy.
Okay.
Rather cheat than refuse.
Absolutely.
All right. We ready, guys?
All right.
Ready?
All
You
right.
ready, Miko? Let's go.
Okay. Number one, a seller has received $225,000 for
Okay.
the sale of his home.
All right.
Okay.
See, 225,000.
Is this how we can write this on?
Right.
You got that dry erase.
There we
So
go.
I can see it.
There we go.
Then we're gonna work it out together.
But I can't see it. Hold up.
Oh, Ashley.
Can y'all turn the screen? Can y'all turn the screen around?
We can, yes. We can turn the screen around. We're gonna,
Okay.
just because you asked.
Ashley, I bet you all close to the screen.
Yep, I am. I'm trying to see because I got to see this. I'm like, okay, I gotta write these. No, I already got it wrote down.
That's the internet password. Yeah. All right, so let's turn the screen.
Who's that?
around.
Who's Pastel Rabbit?
That's the code that Comcast gave.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, can you see it? Ann?
Yeah, I can see.
No. Oh, okay.
You can see it.
See it.
You can't see it. You can. Okay. Now I just see your white shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it together. Hold on. Hold that thought. Yeah, Nico already got nervous.
I'm just.
My hand's sweating too.
There was a point I was having nightmares. I'm serious.
Oh wow.
And like from 12 to 5 each hour, I get up,
Oh,
I
no.
start pacing, then I go back to sleep. It was scary, y'all. I couldn't even go back to sleep. You know?
Thinking about the math.
No, not just math, period. Just the
Oh,
whole thing in general, you know, just the whole thing. But I'm tripping.
I'm gonna need my
I'm sure.
this out too.
Went to Zoom yesterday. We did a study session. Zoom. It was about 3 hours. Oh, okay. Stefan in the game.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
You finished all the classes?
I can see it now.
yeah.
All right, we ready? Let's go.
Okay.
You know what to expect. I don't know if you- Okay, there we go. Let's see
We
here.
waiting on you, Nico.
Right, all right. I'm gonna start over again just to, you know, okay? A seller has received $225,000
$225K.
for the sale of his home,
All right.
okay?
Mhm.
This represents a 20% profit.
Mm-hmm.
What did he pay for the house when he purchased it?
Okay, you said represents a 20% profit.
Uh-huh. Okay. Did they give you a formula?
They did not give a, no, don't do that.
See, that.
They don't do that.
So the question is, what did he pay?
Yes,
That's
what
the
did he pay
question.
for the house when he purchased it?
How are we supposed to know that?
Can I give you the choices that they give you?
No.
Don't you do that? Okay, go ahead.
It's a formula.
Yeah.
That's why I like math. So let's figure out what the formula is.
Okay.
All right. So seller got 225, it's 20% profit. What did,
Mhm.
all right. So before I even come up with a formula, somebody Google formula for calculating profit. Somebody Google
Right.
that.
You got it, cuz.
And let's see.
Formula for Google calculating profit.
See, now that's why y'all struggling with it, not giving you formulas.
What
And
did
I-
you
and I
say
asked
formula
them
for
too.
what?
They give it, we just don't know when.
Formula for-
Teachers or
apply it.
you talking about
Yeah.
when the
When to
test?
apply it.
When the scenario is.
Yeah, it's
So, I mean, is this, you're saying every one is a formula?
Yeah,
It's a
Yeah, everyone's a formula.
like the math really not that hard, but it's just when to use it.
When
what
do you use the
scenario.
formula? Exactly.
I remember because I had asked Mr. Tom, I'm like, you know, can we make kind of like a formula? She's like, we got that in the tax test and all this stuff too. And they were like, nah, you got to just go. I'm like, man, that's kind of, you know.
All right, so read the question again.
Okay, I sure will. The seller has received $225,000 for the sale of his home. This represents a 20% profit. What did he pay for the house when he purchased it?
Multiply 225 times 20%.
All right, so let's do it like this. So to answer the question, like to solve the problem, I don't know how to solve it, right? So what you would do is that you would divide 225 by 0.2, right? So somebody take 225,000 and divide it by, and I'll say 0.2 because this is percentage, right? So boom, boom, put it right there. So you divide it by 0.2. Now tell me what that is.
It's a meal. That's a meal, 125,000.
Okay, so maybe that's not how you solve it.
I need a pencil.
There we go.
All right, now multiply. Multiply by.
Okay.
That's 45. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a?
Not yet, I'm sure there's another part to it.
It is.
Okay.
So 45,000 is 20%. Hold on. Read the question again.
I sure will.
All right.
A seller has received $225,000 for the sale of his home.
Okay,
This represents a 20% profit.
okay,
What did he pay for the house when he purchased it?
all right. So he's saying that, they're saying that 225,000 equals 120% of what he paid.
Right.
All right, now let me tell you how I look at Miko. She's like, what?
You know what I say?
Yeah, because that's not the answer I got. You said do 220, you said do 225,000 divided
All right,
by
wait, before we
0.2.
do that, hold on, before we do that, don't do that yet. All right, so 225 equals 120%.
How is that?
Okay. When we say it equals 120%, 120% of what? All right. It equals 120% of what he originally purchased the home for. Now, how did you come up with that? That's the question, right? All right. So 100% of what he paid for the house will be what? If he got back the exact amount that he paid for the house, he would have received. If he paid $100,000, and I said he got back the exact amount of money that he paid for the house, what would that number be?
Yeah.
100,000.
Yeah.
So 100% of it will be what?
225.
No.
I mean,
100%. No, 100%. If he received 100%.
Oh, 80.
No. Because y'all thinking numbers. That's what I'm saying. Think concept. If the seller received 100% of what he paid for the property, he in essence will be receiving what?
$100,000. Wow.
$100,000 for what if he paid 100,000 and he received, he got 100%, it is 100,000.
Absolutely, and that represents how much he paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
If he got back 100%, he would have gotten back what he paid for the house.
Right.
So let's not look at it in numbers. Let's look at it in concept. 100% represents what he
All of it back.
paid.
Okay.
100% represents what he paid.
Okay.
Right. So whether he paid 100,000, whether he paid 80,000, whether he paid $1 million, if he got 100% after he sold it, he's getting what he originally paid for the property.
Okay.
Period. Right?
Mhm.
All right. So now, what the book is saying is that he got a 20% profit. So that means instead of him getting 100% from what he originally paid, he got how much?
20%.
120%.
20% more.
Right.
Mhm.
So he got what he originally paid.
Plus
Got
20%.
you, profit, okay.
So that's where the 120% came from.
Okay.
Okay.
So y'all with me?
Yeah.
But see, how we winning a 100 up in there? See, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, it's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
That makes sense,
I just,
right?
my mind doesn't let me see the concept until you
Right.
breaking it down.
So when y'all gonna walk away with a formula, it's a formula, and then once we come with a formula, you can every single one of them problems like that, you can use the same formula. All right. So here we go. So now, if what he paid is 100%, the question is saying that he got 120%. So 225 represents what he paid. I'm gonna write it out. What he paid plus 20%. Okay. All right. So now the question wants to know.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
All right. The question wants to know this. They want to know what he paid. Right? That's what it is. They want to know what he paid. So they want to know what this 100% represents. They give you the 120%, but they want to know what the 100% is. Okay. So they gave you how much over the 100%. They gave you how much over he paid, and then they gave you what the actual number is.
Profit margin.
So working back.
Look at my architect. Come on, talk to me.
PV.
So now,
Only you could take my check.
okay. So now, if I take 225 and if I multiply it, somebody divide 225 by 1. Tell me what you get.
1.2. It's 187,500.
Okay. And you divide it by 1.2?
Yeah.
And that is enough. That is the answer on there.
187,500.
Yeah.
That's what you got, right?
That is an answer on there,
Alright.
yes.
Okay, so.
Which one was that? Was that A or B or C?
Everything's in there.
Miko, what?
Yes,
Was
ma'am.
that A or B or C?
That's actually B,
So
they
go
give
with-
you-
Go with B.
the choices that they give
So
you.
this is what we did. We took
Mm-hmm.
the final, we'll call it, what do we call it in real estate? So we'll say, we call it the net. So the seller's net amount is what we call this. So the seller's net amount, meaning the question said, this is how much the seller received. Is that what it said?
Right,
Okay, so the amount that the seller actually receives, we call that the seller's net.
okay.
All right, so the seller's net amount, okay? So then we divided it by his profit. But now, we actually divided it by, we took one, and we didn't add it. Let me see how I can write this, what this variable is. So this 120% represents, it represents the profit, but we have to write it in such a way to where we understand that it's 120%. Well, no, we have a way to where we understand that we have to add 100 to it. So whether they say it's a 30% profit, a 50% profit, a 70% profit, we got to add 100 to it before we do the formula.
Right.
Okay, so anytime you do that, you're gonna always add 100, correct?
If we use this formula right here, we got to add 100 to it.
That's only when you calculating profit.
That's only when we're using this formula, because now once we come with the formula, you can use it to calculate what the percentage is. If they give you two of the variables, you can use it to find the third. So if they give you the seller's net amount and say they give you what they originally paid, then you can calculate it to find out the profit. Okay. If they give you what they originally paid and they give you the profit, then you can find out what the seller's gonna walk away with.
And see, there you go. It's not hard, Matt. Right. It's just a scenario.
You gotta figure out
it's just a scenario.
And then once we figure out the formula, then we can take it and apply it to all these different kinds of profits, right? So we already know that this is the seller's net sheet, and we know that this is, what did he say? How much did he pay?
He said, what did he pay for the house when he purchased it?
Okay, so we'll call this seller's original purchase price.
Okay, seller's original purchase price.
So seller's net amount divided.
Original purchase price. Okay.
So we got seller's original purchase price, seller's net amount, and
Divided by.
I can't
Think
call
about
it
something
profit.
to get that 1.2.
Yeah, because I can't call it the profit because the profit is only 20%. We got to get that one in there, right? So we gotta say it's 100 because they're gonna give it to you as a percentage. All right, they're gonna give it to you as a percentage. Does everybody know how to convert percentages?
No.
Negative.
But that's cool.
A little bit.
I ain't been in school in a long
It's the
time.
whole time percentage.
So here we go. Can you use calculator?
Yes.
Yes.
You can use calculator. All right. So you know on the calculator they give you that little percent button.
Yes.
Right.
So you can take whatever number they give you, add 100 to it, and then hit that little percentage button, right? So everybody pull their calculator out.
Okay, so whatever number they give you, you add 100% to it.
You just add 100. We're gonna make
Okay.
it
Okay.
100 because they're gonna give it to you as a percentage. They're gonna say 20%, 30%.
Okay.
They're gonna say what level of percentage.
So always just add that 100.
So I'll say 20%. So add 100, that gives you what?
120.
All right, so
120.
put 120 in your calculator, then push the percent button.
Okay, so put 120.
1.2.
Okay.
And percent.
Alright, so that's how
Okay,
you
so
do it.
give you the 1.2. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
just
You see
move
what
the
I'm saying?
decimal over to.
Right.
Or you just move the decimal over 2 places.
Right.
So, all right. So for this, we gotta call this.
About 9 month gray hair. Problem 1.
And,
We're gonna call this the profits plus 100.
okay, profit plus 100.
Profit plus 100. So that tells you whatever profit they give you, you gotta add 100 before you can plug it into the formula. All right. So now this is where your variables come in. Algebra 2. All right. SNA. We're gonna call this SNA.
S and you say that again?
S as in Sam, N as in Nancy, A as in Apple.
Sellers
Okay.
All right. We're gonna call this P100.
P100. Okay.
All right. P100. And we're gonna call this SOPP. SOPP. Seller's original purchase price. Okay. So now, if we forget about the numbers and we say SNA divided by P100 equals SOP. So that's our formula.
Okay, so we have
Seller's net amount
uh-huh.
by profit plus 100 equals seller's original purchase price.
Okay. Profit.
Wow.
So now,
Okay.
if we want to find the profit plus 100, then it'll be P100 equals, divided here, it'll be SNA divided by SOP. So if we wanted to find out what the profit was, if they gave us the seller's net amount and if they gave us the seller's original purchase price, then all we have to do is divide the seller's net amount by the seller's original purchase price, and we'll get the profit that they made. Now, if we want to find out okay. So if I want to find out the seller's net amount, the way I find that out is seller's original purchase price times P100. So if they give us the seller's original purchase price and if they give us the profit, then if we multiply those together, we'll get the seller's net amount. Okay? So now we know how to find all three. Let me know. So this is uniform. So 2 equals SNA.
Can you, with all three of those right there, next to it, can you write the scenario?
Well, I bet Miko got a bunch of them.
Yeah,
right there in
that's
this book. So, all right. So the answer to this question is what? Well, okay. So now let's go back to this question. Read it out loud.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. A seller has received $225,000.
Stop. So what does 225,000 represent?
Seller's net amount.
All right. So this is SNA. All right.
Okay. For the sale of his home.
Okay.
This represents a 20% profit.
What is that?
That is the P100.
P100. All right. All right. And what do they want us to find out?
And what did he pay for the house when he purchased it?
And that represents what?
And that represents the seller's original.
Original purchase price.
All right. All right. So which one of these formulas will we use?
The top.
Mhm.
The top. All right. So now let's plug the numbers in. Equals SNA is what?
SNA is 225,000.
All right. 225,000. All right. And we're supposed to divide that by the P100, right?
Correct.
Right.
All right. So we take 20. We take 100. We're adding 20 to it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so
All right.
120%.
Which gives us 120%.
Right.
All right. So now, if we take 225 and divide it by 120%, so if we take, so pull your calculator out, put in 225, well, 225,000. So 225,000 divided by 120, then press the percent sign. And then press
You get, and then push what?
Yes.
I got 1.2.
187,000.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So now,
So do 120 and then percentage, okay.
yeah.
Wow. Why you just give us that?
Okay.
Okay.
What was the question? Who asked the question?
Okay. So
Somebody asked me a question?
no, I was just saying, you said do 225, you said do, divided by 120%.
Divided by 120%.
Okay.
And that gives you 187.5, which is the original purchase, the seller's original purchase price, right?
Okay. So hold on.
Now let's go, let's see what the next one is. See if our formula.
Okay, so you want me to, did you want me to go over the number 2? You want,
Let's go to number 2.
okay, number 2, okay. Okay, number 2, a seller wants to net 185,000.
All right, what does that represent?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay. So why don't you get that one?
185. All right. What's next?
Okay. Okay, he wants to net 185,000 on the sale of his property. He must pay a loan balance of $180,530 and closing cost of $10,000.
Okay, so then add a caveat in there. That's cool though. You can add that too.
Can you read the question over?
We're gonna add it to our formula.
Okay.
Okay, so we got the S&A.
Okay.
All right. What else did he say?
Okay, so he must pay a loan balance,
Okay. Of how much?
180,530.
Okay.
180,000.
Mm-hmm.
180,530. All right, so that's loan balance.
And closing cost of 10,000.
Closing cost. Okay.
Okay, and let's see. The commission to the listing broker will be 6%. See how they do that?
And look, right when we simplified it.
Right.
That's all right.
They use the easy one first.
I mean, through the grenade. I was like, I might have a chance at this.
Okay, what is the lowest price the property can sell for to accomplish this?
Okay, so what is all right, so let's begin.
Okay, a seller wants to net $185,000
All right, that's S&A.
Uh-huh.
All right,
on the sale of his property.
okay,
He must pay a loan balance
okay,
of $180,530
okay,
and closing cost of $10,000.
okay,
The commission to the listing broker will be 6%.
okay.
What is the lowest price the property can sell for to accomplish this?
He wants
So that's
to get
Hold
185,000.
on. All right, that's a different formula. So we got to create a new formula. Because because look, they're not, then are they worried about profit?
No.
Anything about profit? Okay, so, all right. Have they mentioned anything about seller's original purchase price?
No.
No, so that's why we can't use this formula. All right, now, we do have seller's net.
The
Seller's net.
185,000.
185,000. All right. So now, let's figure this out. And then we'll create the formula. It's easy, right? Once you figure out how to do it, then you create the formula for all the rest of the problems. That's why I like math. All right, so we have a loan. So he wants to make 185. He wants to make 185. So that's his net. So he wants to take home in his pocket $185,000. That's how much he wants to take home. Okay.
So he wants to take home 185,000 is what you said?
He wants to take home, yes, he wants to take home 185,000. All right.
Okay. And that's the seller that wants to take this home, correct?
Correct. That's the seller
Okay.
that wants to take it. All right. So now it says that he has a loan balance. So do you know what they mean when they say he has a loan balance?
What he has, like some kind, is something left, like a loan on the home? There's some kind of money left over?
That he owed the lender.
He just owed the bank.
Okay.
So he owed the bank this amount of money. So before he make any money, what he got to
Pay
Gotta
back.
pay that
he
off.
got to pay the bank back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He got to pay this money to the bank.
Okay.
All right. So that's something we got to take into consideration if we sell the house.
Got it.
All right. So this is the debt. We're gonna call this debt. So if we call it debt, y'all know what I mean, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he says he has $10,000 worth of closing costs.
Mhm.
So y'all know what closing costs are?
You pay at the closing? The money you have to pay at the closing?
Yes.
Closing?
That's
I say it's correct, or-
money. Yeah.
All right. So yes.
But I don't know how
Closing
they come up
Right.
with
There
it.
we go.
So
See.
the,
What their
So the
income?
question was, what are closing costs? Not
Yeah.
when do you pay them?
Okay.
All
yeah.
right. So yes, you do pay them at the closing, but the question is, what are they?
Yeah, how do you
All right.
get them out?
So here are closing costs. When you're using a loan, right? Well, in this scenario, it wouldn't scratch what I just said, because we're talking about the seller.
Okay.
You have the title company. So when you use a title company, there are fees associated with using the title company. Like, you know, you work for a title
Mhm,
company,
mhm.
right? So y'all used to charge fees to the people.
I was a independent contractor. I worked for a signing company, but I was at different title companies,
So
but
you
First
would-
American.
You would go, but
Notarize.
you would notarize,
And go through all the paperwork.
but you've seen a settlement statement.
Yes, oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
you went through it with a client,
Absolutely.
right? So that client had fees that they had to pay.
Yes. Mhm.
Those are closing costs.
Right,
All right, so you know what closing costs are.
right.
All
Okay.
right, Nico
Okay.
know what they are.
Okay.
So closing costs are fees, different fees that are associated with the sale of your house. Title fees, escrow, we call them escrow fees. You got tax certificate fees, you got HOA fees. So they're just fees. Right now, don't worry about it. Just know that they're fees that this seller had to pay to do the transaction. So therefore, he's got to pay those back. Just like he got to pay this bank loan back, he got to cover them fees.
Mhm.
That's gonna be added to the debt too, right?
Right, but we're gonna call it closing costs.
All right.
But it's debt.
But it's debt or something that he owed, something that he has to pay. All right, but we're gonna call them closing costs for right now.
Okay.
All right. So then they say 6% commissions. Now, make that easier for you and just give you what 6% is,
Mhm.
but they're not gonna do it. Okay, so it's crazy too. All right, so he's paying 6% commission, and who's he paying that to?
It's realtor.
Broker.
The listing broker, okay, the commission to the list,
Oh, okay, yeah, the broker. And then the broker
There you
yeah.
Will be 6%.
pays the agent.
Okay. Wow, that's hard.
Right?
That is like that's. I mean, I know how to solve it, but that's like an engineering. Like, that's crazy. that they
Communications
put that on
major.
there.
That's
Like,
my
that's
minor.
crazy. You know,
Well, I mean, my
Yeah,
my
yeah.
undergrad.
We don't have to calculate that.
For
We
real?
don't have to do that kind of stuff. Man. All right, so we'll just say 6%. Because the reason it's so hard, they're saying what is the lowest price the property can sell for? That 6% has to be based off of this number. It's a percentage.
Right?
So like, and use this as an example. If you hire me and I get the house under contract for 200,000, that's the price that I'm selling it for, right?
Right.
So then
Right.
it is calculated off of that number. I'm 6% of that number.
Mhm.
But they're saying you need to find this number and then you need to figure out what this is after you find this number.
Okay.
But you need to know what this is to determine what this number is.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what
And
makes
you
it so
still
difficult.
still get 185,000.
Right.
At
That's what
least,
makes it so
yeah.
difficult. Okay. Let's see how we can do this stuff.
This is big.
Did you want to see the answer and then see how you can break it down a different way?
Right?
You know?
I do not.
Okay.
So let's look at it like this. First, let's add up what we have. Okay. So he at least, without taking the commission into consideration, he at least has to have an offer enough to cover these three things.
Okay.
Mhm.
At least has to do that, right? Okay.
Right.
So let's add these up and see what these three are. So this is SNA. What does SNA stand for?
Seller's net
Sellers
amount.
now.
Seller's net amount.
And what is that? What is that? What does seller's net amount mean?
What
What
the
the
seller makes
make off the
What he
of the
make.
home?
Yeah, so what he putting in his pocket.
Mhm.
All right. So let's add this up. 185
Oh,
plus
185 180 530
Okay, you said, okay, I got 185. What do we do that by?
Oh, look, Ashley, turn the computer. Look,
You did say something.
Funny.
she almost in the room. I told you. She still can't see. She still can't see.
So 185,000 plus 180,530 plus 10,000.
Mhm.
gonna be 75, 530.
All right, 375.
I'm lost now. Okay.
Yeah, that ain't what I got
You
either.
gonna come back? No, that's not. Oh, that's not when you added it up.
I don't know what I did.
185,000 plus 180,530 plus 10,000.
Okay, where did you get 185.30? Where'd you get that from?
Oh, okay.
That was the
Yeah,
debt.
okay.
That's the debt.
All right.
375.
So the problem says, Ashley, the seller wants to walk away with $185,000. So that's
Okay,
the seller's net amount.
okay,
The seller has a loan that he needs to pay off from the bank.
oh, okay, gotcha, I got you, okay, okay, of 180, okay, so I need to add that up, okay, give me one
Right.
moment.
Okay, so we at least gotta be here.
Mhm.
Right. So that means on this number, we know he gotta pay 6% to the broker. So let's
Mhm.
start with doing 6% of this. All right. So what's 6% of 375, 530?
Plus 180.
22,531.8.
All right. So let's at least go here. 22,000, what is it?
531.8.
Did you multiply
How did you
by?
count? Yeah, what? How,
Yeah, how did you get that? Now, yeah,
Oh, to get commission? So
Yeah.
you multiply times
Times 6%.
0.06. Okay.
oh, okay, multiply times
Hit
6%.
that percent button.
Gotcha.
okay.
So
When?
this is how much the broker.
So do 375
Okay, I got
This is
375. 530. I got that.
times
Times
6,
6
hit the percent sign.
Equals.
Boom, equals.
equals.
531.
That's not what I did. Something wrong. I mean, maybe.
All right, do 375, 530.
Okay.
You putting a point there. Don't put that point there. That's 375. So 375, 530.
Okay.
Boom, there we go. We need a comma.
Times
Times 6,
6
hit the percent,
percent
equals.
equals.
That's what you got, right?
Yes.
There we go. So the only thing, so what you were doing was you were putting point. You were doing 375 point.
Okay, so
530 is what's going on.
375
All right.
times.
So everybody got commission. So this
Okay, now, but this is okay, okay,
no, this the agent.
The list agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
You say, Ashley?
I was saying that, okay, so what I did was I got a little bit behind from y'all. I did 185,000 plus 185.30. I got 365,530.
You gotta add 10,000 for the closing cost.
Plus the 10,000.
Okay, so, and then add 10,000.
Right. And then that should give you 375, 530.
Okay, 375, 530. Okay,
So now we take
And you times 6%.
and we multiply it by 6%.
okay, so now multiply times 6.
But what we're saying is, we know and to cover these three, they at least gotta sell it for that.
Mm-hmm.
He sells it for this, and he pays the broker a 6% commission.
Mm-hmm.
This is the amount that he would have to pay the broker. Okay?
Can you subtract that times 5?
And so now he has to pay that amount to the broker. So now how much do we get paid? Is that what we're trying to find out?
No. They want to
Well,
know.
oh, the
what
lowest
is
price of the
lowest
property you can
price
sell.
property sell for
Gotcha.
him to do all of this.
Mhm.
All right, so we're multiplying this by 6%. And that 6% represented what?
Listing agent's commission.
All right. Commission to agent. So in essence, this is how much money the the agent gets, right?
Mhm.
That's how much money you get if you sell the house for the man.
Right.
22,000. If he doesn't have another agent. Now, if he has another agent, we split it.
Split it, yeah.
All right. So now, so now that we have this number right here, what do you think we should do with it?
Gotta subtract that from 375
All right. Now, why would we subtract it from 375?
because we still trying to find out how much he gonna pocket.
No, we know that number. Right? What's this?
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah,
net.
the 100.
That's pretty.
Yeah. We know that number.
Can
Hey,
we
T,
read
give
the
me a
question
moment.
again?
Hey T, how you doing? Give me 1 second. Hey T, this is one of our new agents. She's our mentor program. She come to get some open house signs. I'm gonna get them for you. No, they up there. I gotta get them for you though. I get them. All right. So, all right. So, what we need to do with this number?
I have no
You
idea.
subtract
Okay.
it from 185.
What we trying to find out?
How to get 185,000?
The lowest amount that he can
Yes.
get in order to, like you said, to clear all of that.
The lowest amount to get 100 that to sell it so that he can pocket 185,000.
That's what we're trying to find out, right?
Yes.
All right. And we have to take into consideration how much he owed to the bank,
And
how
the
much his
net.
cost,
Yes.
and how much he got to pay to the agent.
Right.
So what
Yes.
should we do with this number then? If we got to take that, if we have to take
So-
into consideration how much he has to pay to the agent.
Multiply.
Add that.
Add.
Okay, how much did y'all get when you multiply times 6%?
22,000.
That's what, okay, so I want to make sure I got the same
That's what
thing.
you got. All right. So let's go back through that again. What are we trying to find out?
What is the lowest price of the property can sell for to accomplish
So
this?
what is the lowest price the property can sell for him to walk away with 185,
Mhm.
for him to pay his loan off, for him
And
to
to
cover
clear the
his closing
closing
costs, and for him to pay his broker?
Okay.
That's what we're trying to figure out, right?
Right.
So since that's what we're trying to
And to
figure
pay his
out,
broker 6%.
what do we do with this?
You add-
Okay, so did y'all get 22,531?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hey, listen, I just want to make sure.
Okay, so let's do that again. What we trying to find out?
The lowest price the property can sell
For us to,
accomplish the
All of that.
seller's.
now let's go through it. What is the lowest price that the house can sell for the seller to walk away with 185,000, for him to pay off his loan that he owed to the bank, for him to pay his closing costs, and for him to pay his broker?
Right.
So what do we do with this number?
We add that to the
Add.
it
I
already.
mean,
Add.
add.
All right, so what's that number?
Plus
It's
375,
243,
530,
80.
More than that, how much?
398, 61.8.
How much?
What you adding to the 375, 530?
Yeah.
So what was the number?
Okay.
398, 061.8.
Oh, yeah, I'm close.
All right, so I don't know, Nico, is that one of the answers?
39806. Oh, close. They rounded it a little bit. So 062.
Mm.
Uh-huh. So yes, that is an answer. Yes.
Oh, wow. Look at here. We done got two right.
All right, so now
All
let's
six
create
of
this.
It took some time, but yeah.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
That's not the answer.
Are you serious?
No, it's not the answer. From what they broke down right here,
What answer they get?
399,500, because they did 94%. And that's what we learned in class. It's like they're trying to make
What?
it equal 100%.
So they,
And so they get that 94. No, from that 6%, look what they're doing. They're using they're making it equal to 100%. And that's what confused me in class too.
So
That's when they're using that T.
what were the answer options though? Was the
That was an option, yes. What he said.
398 and the 062?
That was an option, yes.
But that wasn't the
That wasn't the answer, no.
Oh,
so 399,
Okay, so if you back up 2 pages,
this is
Oh, you see it?
not
Okay.
what's up.
it's gonna be like a week thing, I think.
stay out for a week.
Right.
Straight man.
Man. Real I think
I'm starting to get a little bit comfortable with it more though.
You sounding like it. Yeah, that's good.
A little bit.
It's still real dark over here.
This shit ain't never been my forte. I swear to God, math has never been Nothing
Well,
like being
like
good.
Mike said, just if you practice it, it's just,
Man, that's dirty. That's dirty to put that in.
that's real dirty.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
can
that's what I'm talking about.
You just did every 6 steps of work.
Yeah. That's real dirty.
I know.
Cause I mean,
Okay.
cause that's really not the answer though.
I see
If
what-
you're doing the work, they rounded.
Yeah, I see what they did. It
Mhm.
makes sense. But man, that's dirty to solve it like that. Okay.
Oh,
That's all right. We got it. All right. So what they did was, wow, that's crazy. Okay. All right. This is what we're gonna do. This is what they did. I mean,
so we would have got that wrong.
You got it wrong. And you would have been feeling real good about what you did.
Like,
Yeah.
Boy, I got it. I know I got that.
how did I miss this answer?
You didn't know.
I need to use 7 pieces of scratch paper.
You got that wrong. All right. So what they're saying here is this number represents 100%. Okay. So it represents 100%. Okay. What they're saying is that they gave us what the seller wants to walk away with. They gave us what he has to do to pay the loan off, closing costs, but then we got this 6% commission. Okay. So now, if we got this 6% commission out here, then that means that this number, well, I'm gonna ask you, can this number represent 100% if you got that 6% commission out there?
No.
Okay, so what does this number represent then if it doesn't represent 100%?
94.
It represents, so that's how you got the 94%.
But how?
You have to make it equal 100% to, so it's 6%
Okay.
already.
Can't read the, so, okay.
So hold on, wait,
I'm so
just take a deep
confused,
breath. Take a deep
like-
breath.
94%.
You
Okay.
No.
ready? All right, take another deep breath. I gotta get you ready.
What's 100 minus 94?
Hold
No.
on, wait. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath.
Okay, this is my question on
Nope,
the
I'm not
deep
answering
breath.
Take it,
Woosah.
take another.
Mm-hmm.
All right, no, don't ask anything. All right, so now I just want you to listen.
Okay.
All right. The question wants to know, how much does this guy have to sell his house for him to pay all this stuff off?
Got it.
All right, and that number represents 100% because he's able to pay off 100% of the stuff he owes. So that represents 100%. Okay, you with me so far?
So we can use 100 for mostly all the formulas, is what you're saying?
No, Ashley, no. That's about to confuse you. Just wait. All right. So,
Because if we can do that, I'm just gonna start adding hundreds.
no, wait. Just wait. Okay, so that number represents 100% because it pays off 100% of what he's trying to do.
Okay.
So that's 100. So you with me there?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. We got a list of things he has to pay off. He want to walk away with something. He want to pay his loan off. He want to pay the closing costs, and he want to pay the broker's commission.
Okay.
So he needs a purchase price that's gonna pay all that stuff off,
Okay.
and that's 100% because
Okay.
it paid off everything. It pay off.
Okay.
You with me?
No.
Not with me.
Cause I mean, it's like, if it's paying it off though, I guess I'm just thinking it would be zero, like it's not, like it's a clean balance.
Exactly. So I had Marquis say, I need for me to erase your debt, give me $100. That's what he tells me.
Okay.
All right. So that means for me to erase my balance, I got to give him 100% of what I owe him.
Right, okay.
What I owe him is
Is
what number? $100. All right. So the number that they're asking us to find is 100%, because then that'll pay.
Because they gotta pay all their debt off.
Yeah. Okay.
You with me?
I got it.
All right.
Yes.
So now, does this number pay off everything?
No.
It does not. What does it not pay off?
The
The
commission,
6%.
the
It does
broker
not pay off
commission.
the 6%. So that means this number isn't 100%. What number is this?
So we have to round that to make 100%?
No,
Mm-mm.
I mean, well,
what we're missing 6%. 6% is not being paid off in this number because we haven't calculated it in there. So if you take 100% and you subtract what's not being calculated, which is 6%,
94.
you take that 6% out because it's not included in this number. So we've removed out the 6% because that hasn't been paid off.
okay.
What?
Oh, okay, that's 94. Okay, that's 94.
So this number represents 94%.
Okay, 94%. Okay.
Not the 100% yet because the 6% is not included.
6% is not in there. So now you see where they got 94% from?
Yeah, but it's like, man,
Like why we gotta do all of that?
yes.
Why we gotta do all of that?
It's just for the exam. It's just for the
My brain
exam.
is exploded.
Okay. So now this is 94%. So they're saying, since this number represents 94%, what the number that we want is 100%. Okay?
So yeah, now how do you get that now? So that's where we at. Because this was something I didn't really understand when I was saying that at school either.
I didn't either.
I swear. I understood what they were like the 94 and the 6%, but calculating and getting to that, I didn't.
All right, so divide this by 94%. Tell me what you get.
Divide what?
375, 530 divided by 94% button, press equal, what number is it?
375.
395.
That's the answer, right? All right.
Damn.
352, 99, 8.2.
So this
Damn.
all right.
You didn't even have to do nothing with the percentage to get that.
Okay, read the question again for real.
Okay.
Like,
All right. A seller wants to net $185,000 on the sale of his property. He must pay a loan balance of $180,530 and closing cost of $10,000. Commission to the listing broker will be 6%. What is the lowest price the property can sell for to accomplish this?
It's like the 6% was designed to throw you off.
Oh, that's a hard question.
exactly what it is.
I swear to God,
Like I
because
said
you really
before we
didn't
even
need, you didn't even
Yeah.
need the 6% for it.
Oh, you needed it because the question is you need to know how to price the house.
To calculate it though.
You didn't need to calculate it to what it
Dang,
was.
that's
So,
crazy.
yeah, because I mean, it threw us completely off.
All right, so that's it for the day.
Crazy. Yeah, I can't
That was
take no
cool
more.
though.
But yeah, okay, so
those.
hopefully, so now look, we weren't able to come up with a formula for this
Mhm.
just yet. We got to kind of work through it, but hopefully I was able to kind of break down some of the concepts.
Well, because yeah, it's straight trickery. Like that, like you said, that's 6 completely.
Yeah, that one was tough. But like I said, it takes practice. So every 2 weeks we do this.
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2
Every 2 weeks.
weeks, come back, man.
Yes.
Just keep hitting these math problems.
Yes.
Okay.
Every 2
We
weeks.
can just do math,
You just
actually.
do math.
No
Yeah.
lie, really.
Yeah.
Shantae, you got anything?
Yeah, because the vote came.
This math, yeah, this is the math.
So what was that? Okay, you did
What?
75 at the end,
No?
530.
Tammy?
Okay, so the answer was 399,500.
The answer is 399,500 because all
Okay,
it was we took,
It's
we
crazy.
added everything up. They're at
divided by
100%, right? The number that will pay off everything that he needs to pay off 100%. That's the number we're looking for. But we don't have that number because
Wow.
6% needs to go to the agent. So if we
Mhm.
don't have that number in what we've calculated, this number doesn't represent 100%. It represents 94% because we want to include the 6%. So now this could be an 8% commission. If this was an 8% commission, then what would this number represent?
oh,
So this is a question to everybody. Look, if this,
Oh.
if this was a
92%.
Yeah.
92.
all right, if this was a 4% commission,
Mm-hmm.
then what would this number represent?
96.
96%, right?
Okay.
That's what that listing percentage was for.
Mm-hmm.
was to give you an idea of what this number was. All right, so now once you realize what this number is, whether it's 94%, 92%,
You still take it from
95%,
100.
you still divide it.
I get that now.
So you get the concept. So now they begin to change the numbers. So what we got to do is we got to go through all the different kinds of problems and then get an understanding of how to solve the different kinds of problems. So then when they begin to change the numbers around, it ain't gonna throw you off because you know how to solve the problem. All right. So that's what we're gonna work on during our study halls.
Yes.
Tammy.
I'm here. I made it.
Tammy's another one that signed up today. I got 3 people in here that signed up like an hour before. All right.
So
Yeah,
what
they
is
better
2
get
weeks?
that math.
Is that the 6?
That's the 6.
Okay.
Same time.
Ashley,
Tell them they better get that math because if they go for their associates, for a broker, they gonna need to know it for economics.
because she in ACC. Okay.
Oh, she one of my students.
Yeah.
She's on real estate co-op. Yeah, because Ashley is a counselor. You're a counselor. at ACC.
I'm a counselor.
I mean, Kim is a counselor. Ashley, you good?
Hey, I'm gonna need more practice.
My exam prep on Monday and Tuesday.
So look, practice.
Next
I'm
Thursday.
telling you guys, practice. Math is about practice. You just got to do it over and over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
You ain't gotta- well, not really. Listen, this is for you to pass the test. You ain't never gonna be doing this. Ask me how many times I had to do this for somebody. I ain't never had to do that.
But no,
Right.
Never. I ain't never had to do that. I ain't
The loan officer does it, right?
nobody. Yeah, I mean, you first of all, you got the loan officer can do it, or you got mortgage calculators, or ain't nobody asking that question. Somebody, hey man, look, I want to pocket 85. My closing calls, I'll pay you 6. Like, what's the lowest I got to sell? Like, ain't nobody out here doing that. Hey, all right, boom. Hey, this is how much you gonna make. You know, can I sell the house for this amount? You can sell it. Because here's the caveat to that question. If the answer is $399,500, what's the lowest amount the seller has to sell the house for to pay all this stuff off? Is $399,500. But if the market don't bear him being able to sell,
Right.
what's the most? What if the most he can sell in the market is $380? Then that don't even matter at that point, do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because the house won't ever sell.
Mm-hmm.
So that don't even matter. So we don't never start with that. We start with, hey, we're looking at the sole comparables for the last 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
like your house can sell for. Okay, all right, it's 380. Oh man, well I want to walk away with 185,000. Well, the most you can sell is for 380. So you ain't walking away with 185. You walking away with 170. You see what I'm saying? Like we never hit it with the what's the least I gotta sell it for
that's
to
what
do
you
all
get,
of this.
and that's on the MLS. And that's on like the MLS asking price. Like for the
Yeah, the list price.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never started. We would never do a question like this. Like it would never come up ever on the practical side of real estate. Ever. It would never come up. We would never have to solve anything like this. So you just gotta do it for the test. All right. Once you get the test, you ain't never gonna see nothing like that ever again. Yeah. All right, Ashley, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
2 weeks. All right. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all have a nice evening.
All right,
Y'all have a good time.
All right, I'm gonna give you one of my cards.